Testing. Excellent connection. Alright. Let's start the stream. I'm just gonna share this on my Discord. Accidentally shared something different. Alright. New pin chat, oh, that's cool. Alright. Just gonna share this. Let's go Discord. Bosh. And Twitter. Live streaming. Alright. Okay, that's all good. Switch this over here.
Happy birthday.
Does everything look okay? Oh, what's going on here? Alright, it looks fun. But yeah, I'm gonna wait for more people to join, obviously, before I start speaking about anything. But yeah, the support for the video has been pretty cool. People on the second channel, which is primarily for, the support for this video and just the response has been pretty cool. Obviously, like, I couldn't believe what I was hearing when I watched it. But yeah, I thought it'd be fun to look back. I don't know if there's anything else that I could do this sort of stuff on. Alright. Gonna wait a bit longer before I start. If you're in the stream already, like the video. Always helps for visibility and stuff like that. But yeah, basically I want to talk about a couple things today. I hope this sounds okay. I want to talk about a couple of things. I want to talk about Activision Blizzard. I want to talk about like gaming unions and just like exploitation of people in the games industry. Because Alana Pierce said something interesting. I want to get people's opinion on it as well. Because I don't want to be too offensive to people. Not that like it is actually offensive, what I'm going to say, but maybe people disagree with it. And then, yeah, I don't know what else. I'll talk about whatever the chat wants me to talk about afterwards. Might as well use this time to have a look for a couple of comments. But yeah, I got loads of comments. Got like, how many did I get? Like 1,400 or something? Yeah, 1,400 comments. So most of them were like nice or like agreeing with me. So, you know, a fair few JonTron fanboys as well. I'll wait a bit longer for people to join. And let me just put the chat on my other screen so I can read it. Hi, Spooky Kitty. Hi, Tom. What's up, Cav? Yeah, nothing much. Pretty good. Tito, hello. Thanks for joining. Visibility and stuff like that, I think you're fine. You've got over 30,000 subscribers. I mean, not everyone gets a notification for the stream. It just helps in the algorithm as well. Hi, Muggy. Optimine, why would I not wait for people to join when like my streams normally get like 100 viewers and we're only on 47? So I'm gonna wait because people will just join and just ask me to repeat what I said. So no point starting off and having people asking again. So what was I gonna say to people? All right. So do people actually think cancel culture exists for conservatives? Because like the JonTron thing is obviously like a bit before the age of cancel culture, but like I feel like it doesn't really exist for most conservatives. They just don't like having bad opinions, and then it's also funny because they're often really pro-capitalists, and then they think they're being cancelled by companies, and our companies don't, you know, traditionally care about morals. It's just like if you are toxic and your views are pretty extreme, the company no longer wants to be associated with you because you're bad for their brand and bad for their bottom line. But that's why it's always funny that the people who complain about cancel culture the most are often also capitalists, which is just a bit of irony for you because you think they'd support like free market enterprise and these, you know, platforms which are these private corporations doing what they want and stuff like that. And it just feels like being held accountable. But even like some leftist people, like Socialism Done Left, is that Twitch streamer, you know, all that Discord stuff that came out about him, he still like makes stuff. He's still tweeting all the time. There's loads of people like that. So I don't think cancel culture exists if you have a rabid enough fan base. It definitely doesn't exist for conservatives that have loads of money. You know, the Gina Carano stuff was so stupid because it's like, you didn't get cancelled if you don't get your contract renewed by Disney and you walk into like a brand new job that you're gonna get paid a lot of money for like straight away. It's pretty ridiculous. Yeah, Ubisoft has like obviously really bad work culture as well. Hi, Mood. Is that how you say it? Mood? Hey, Cav. Yeah, hey. Limbo saying it's funny because cons will cancel people and shows I don't like. Look at the quartering. Yeah, like look at their reaction to He-Man. This is my first Cav stream. That's good. I see you in the Discord loads. So, how's it going? Yeah, not bad, Ian. Hi, Jeff. Are those gamer glasses? I mean, yeah, technically they're for like the screen. I only really wear them when I'm editing or live streaming. I don't always wear them. Also, I'm gonna be on the Humanist Reports live stream tomorrow night. I think it's like 4 a.m. my time. So whatever your time is, add 2 hours and a half on from now, and that's what time it is. I think like, where is he actually? Is he East Coast or West Coast? I'm not too sure, to be honest. I might share a link on my community tab, although I'm planning to upload a video tomorrow while I'm on the show. So because I normally upload on a Wednesday. Yeah, SDL will be fine as child of wealth, child of the CIA. Boycotting has always existed. Cancel culture is just a continuation of that. I think on Twitter, cancel people a lot, regardless of political views, but it has a little impact on the world. Yeah, the Gina Carano stuff was ridiculous. It's pronounced Muad. Okay, thanks for correcting me. Those are cool glasses. Thanks. I don't actually like them, to be honest. I mean, they're okay. She's got a long career ahead acting in superhero films. Yeah. It's the Joseph Seed glasses. Yeah, his got a bit more of a rim. Why I like these is that they don't have like any real rim. It's just the lens with a tiny bit there. But that's about it. I used to watch JonTron a lot, but I can't in good conscience anymore. Yeah, JonTron fans still defending the indefensible. It's like wait, let me Adam Jensen. I'd rather than Joseph Seed. Give me a sec. So this part of the video, how's it look on your screen? Sorry, one sec. Let's zoom out a bit. So my OBS is a bit behind. Oh. Alright, there we go. I'll zoom back in a bit. Alright, so I'll start talking about the JonTron stuff. Let me just take a couple more comments and then we'll start. Oh no. I've zoomed out on all... Okay, I'm just going to start now. Just because I've zoomed out so much. Alright, so let's see what you guys can see. Alright, so obviously I put this in the video, but it's so amazing how people like will get sick of this stuff. So this is one of the comments. I put this in the video, but like this is one of his fans when someone on the subreddit was like, I didn't remember JonTron said all this racist stuff, and then someone said, this again. Imagine thinking someone is a white supremacist, even though they've never said or given any indication that they believe white people are superior to other groups of people. Take the misplaced outrage to Twitter. They'll love you there. And then some other people saying, I can't believe that people still think John is a racist. Everyone took that one thing way out of context, and John even apologised afterwards and explained that what he said was not what he meant. But he didn't do that. He literally just clarified and said he didn't do it in like a proper way and he's bad at debating. He didn't apologise for what he said. But then this guy's like, Redditors and Twitter nerds never give up because of this unhealthy obsession with being vigilantes, even though the best weapons they have are downvotes and being annoying. Is there any more? There was on my other video, there's another one. John said some fucked up things. That doesn't mean I hate the content he puts out. I disagree with his strange views, but I still respect him as a comedian and content creator. Dude just needs to keep his political rants in check. It's actually crazy, like, especially with YouTubers, I don't understand how you can separate the personality from the person making these comments. So I'm going to try and find the comment. Okay, I got so many comments. So I'm going to try and find them. Hopefully I can talk while I do it. But yeah, the thing with like a YouTuber, people like, you can separate the art from the artist, but like YouTuber is so personality driven. Like people, JonTron isn't like a director of YouTube short films. He's a gaming personality. So if he comes out and says a bunch of awful fascist shit, then you can't just suddenly separate that from the person. So I want to get in some more dumb comments of people really commenting on this stuff. So okay, let's see. People saying they love Destiny. JonTron is awesome, and he faced a lot of consequences over nothing. He didn't face hardly any consequences, and it wasn't nothing. Like, that's what my whole video is about. So, friendly reminder that he doubled down after this before apologising. He doubled down again. So then a lot of people, like, this is the good comments I like. So a lot of people saying, I used to love JonTron. After this debate, I tried hard to perform the mental gymnastics that would allow me to hold on to some of the cherished videos from 2010 to 2014, but I just couldn't do it. The fact that when he came back, there was no acknowledgement, there was no growth, or hell, even a performative apology sold it for me. And I'm the guy who quotes JonTron videos all the time, always wanted to be him. I just wish the whole thing had hit him harder. It might have actually forced him to address himself. I checked in after the election and he was posting about banana republics and I wanted to break my phone into a million pieces. Why, John? Why have you got to be such a fuck up? And then I don't know if people replied to this. So yeah, I have other people like this, like glad anti-white folks like you were pushed out of JonTron's fan base. He's 100% based in red pilled, and that's like the typical thing you often get with these people. They get more crazy fans for saying this racist shit. So here's one I wanted to address as well, this sort of comment. He didn't face zero consequences. He was completely removed from ukulele after this debacle. And the role he played was a significant one. It really wasn't significant. Sure, it didn't affect his image that much in the long term, and it didn't really affect him in the degree that people think it should have, but that isn't zero consequences. Also, people shouldn't have to face consequences for opinions, especially when sharing said opinions during a debate. I don't agree with racism, and I don't think he is in the right of his opinions, but he didn't hurt anyone with this. And I also think this is funny that, like, a guy with an absolutely massive platform spreading loads of racist conspiracy theories, apparently that's not hurting anyone. Not that you're potentially indoctrinating, like, thousands of people in your racist worldview and influencing them. And yes, he did basically face zero consequences because he still had his livelihood, his massive platform, and he never apologized or acknowledged why people were so mad about it. So that's like the frustration. So let's see if some more comments. There are loads of comments. I just can't find. JonTron did nothing wrong. So someone's saying, I hope you don't experience real racism in your life. People are so ridiculous. They think because JonTron doesn't say like a racial slur, they think all this shit he's saying about huge groups of people isn't actually problematic. Let me have a look. Okay, there's so many like fucking shit comments. Alright, so let's get into this one then. So chain reaction 2.5, so you can see it just below me. I find it really ridiculous that people are still talking about this to this day and that they can't let shit go. What he said was horrible and wrong, but John had no idea what he was talking about, and that's not an excuse for him. He's a complete imbecile about anything to do with politics, but he has apologised for what he said and hasn't made any other statements about politics or racism in the past 2 years, and yet people are pulling this up to drum up controversy. I find it really disgusting from people like this who just want to cause problems. The man has apologised. What more could you do? Do you want to crucify him? His image is already ruined for the stupid shit he says. I don't agree with what he says. He's a complete idiot, but goddamn, let this shit go. If he did anything else beyond the pale, then I wouldn't forgive him. So you forgive him for like this totally awful crap he said, but if he did one more thing, you wouldn't forgive him. It's fucked up what he said, but he apologised for it, and I can forgive him, but cannot forgive the people. So he didn't apologise. I played you his apology in the video. He didn't say sorry for saying this stuff. He said sorry for not being more clear about his racism. But you can't forgive people who grandstand and JonTron saying how bad he is and making themselves look good. I think that's fucking terrible. So, yeah, like white supremacists, conspiracy theories, not so bad if you say sorry kind of afterwards. But people still being mad about that, other bad people. So someone just having a fight with him in the comments there. Alright, so we'll go down a bit further. Try and find one more. Alright, someone's like, this was 4 years ago, why do people still care? He said in the past he wasn't going to get involved in politics anymore. He hasn't acted on any of his prior racist beliefs, and we aren't even sure he still holds these beliefs. It wouldn't even matter if he did hold these beliefs. So it doesn't matter if, you know, you hold fascist beliefs anymore. This isn't why people get cancelled. There's literally no harm to people watching these videos unless you just want people to think differently than you. So people, like, I don't know if the internet has just, like, melted everyone's brains. So Meat replies and says, differently, JonTron thinks white people getting replaced. This is literally a far right, if not straight up neo-Nazi conspiracy theory. It's not just different thinking. Also, it doesn't matter if he hasn't commented on it or if it was 4 years ago. It's disgusting shit and paints a picture of a disgustingly flawed person regardless of his content. Yeah, and also it's worth keeping in mind that this guy was older than me when he made this video. Like, this wasn't a guy who was 18, 19 or whatever, like a kid. He was 26, nearly 27. I'm 25, by the way, right? Imagine if in my next video, I debated Destiny and I said all this stuff. I went away for 4 months and I just came back like nothing happened. And then I'd get, you know, my fans would get mad, and 4 years later, people kept bringing it up still. Again, I'm 25, younger than this guy when he said all this crap. And, you know, it's not an excuse that like 4 years have gone past. He probably doesn't believe it. Why would he not believe it anymore? He didn't even apologise. He didn't even acknowledge why it was bad. He literally doubled down in his so-called apology. So let's see if let's try and get another one. Okay, here's another one, right? There seems to be people who think because he didn't talk about politics and because he was debating someone like Destiny who almost exclusively talks about politics, that it was like somehow unequal. So Kanga, this guy here, says, so JonTron, a comedic entertainer on YouTube who had no prior experience of political debate, debated Destiny, a political debating pro, and lost due to a lack of knowledge and being underprepared. Sounds like John should have done what H3 did recently to Crowder. I mean, it only makes sense, right? JonTron doesn't know anything about what they're debating, so he should have bait and switch Destiny with someone competent in the political scene. Yeah, so I definitely go on political debates, and when I don't know what I'm talking about, I just start being extremely racist and denying racism essentially exists as well. Because that's what you do. If you don't know something in a debate, you just say you don't know. You don't come in arrogantly claiming basically everything Destiny said about racism was wrong and everything you say is true. This guy's just trying to excuse everything he says. Other people saying they never saw this. Here's a funny one, right? Some comment I've been getting loads recently. So someone's saying, do you live in the US or the UK? I'm just asking because I can't place your accent. Okay, I don't want to read the rest of it. So in the chat right now, I'm going to take a break for the chat. In the chat right now, what is my accent? If I've told you what my accent is and where I'm from, don't comment. If you don't know specifically where I'm from, please put in the chat where you think my accent is from, or what accent. Because I've been getting loads of comments suddenly recently where people are all asking me what my accent is, or giving me like a weird accent and stuff. It's so strange. So everyone in the chat, comment where you think I'm from or my accent is from. You can do specific region or you can do country. And then I'm gonna read the worst. No, I'm not gonna read the worst ones, but and then I'll tell you afterwards. But anyway, like this JonTron stuff has just gotten so ridiculous with like the defense people are playing. And okay, right. Here's the difference. If you don't apologize for something and your apology almost like makes your original statements even worse, then why should you be forgiven by people? People don't have to forgive you. People can keep bringing it back up because you never apologize. And then you tweet something about, you know, a banana republic the day after the election. Then we all know where your sympathies lie. And it's with Donald Trump. Also, everyone liked the stream if you're here already. Yeah, so you like Donald Trump. So it's just ridiculous. People are like, oh, you have to forgive him, blah, blah, blah. So, all right. So people saying where my accent is from. Southern US says Gabbert, England, British, North England, Irish, Chinese, South London, Nigerian, Aussie, Southern UK, the Midlands, Jamaican, Birmingham, hell, that's a good one. Somewhere in the UK, South London. Did Cav already react to that comment? What comment was it? You're from the USSR, Hong Kong, England, North England, India. UK? I can't post super chats. Did someone post a super chat? I don't think they did. You're from the UK, I'm fairly certain. Bosnian, Northern Ireland, Russian. What else we got? A monkey. Your parents are Irish. Anglo-Barbarian accent. Hackney, Geordie, the moon, England, innit? Yeah, okay. So basically, before I clarify, people have been telling me recently that, like, the weirdest one, people have been saying that I'm from... Someone said I had a German accent. A load of people have said Australian, which is very weird. I don't know when I've ever come across as an Australian. And then some other people have said American as well, which I find kind of strange. So just checking something. Super chat. Okay, just checking something. Yeah, my super chat is working. Whoever said it wasn't. Yeah, basically, some people are spot on. People said South London, so yeah, you get like a nice old reward. People were saying Ireland, Northern Ireland. I hope you're joking about that. Northern Ireland is so specific. But like, who else had a weird one? Irish. Yeah, my background is Irish, but my accent is England. North England. No, 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 no. My accent would sound so much different if it was North England. But yeah, South London. Everyone who said that, you get a nice reward. All right, reading some more. Limbo says that switch voices because I'm an Aussie who gets called British. German and Aussie, how? Yeah, it is weird. Okay, his content is not political. Yeah, so you can't criticize his politics. Definitely don't hear any American in it. Yeah, I'm so fake. I'm South London, but I couldn't recognize it. Yeah, I guess so. London accent's like it's just like a southern. It's like a southern accent, isn't it? It's not like a very very distinct one. South West London ish, I think. But yeah, it's just I don't know. It's a funny thing people keep saying to me, like especially right wingers. They're getting all pissed off, and they're just like, "Oh, they're like, oh, shut up, you stupid Aussie," or something. Okay, that is working. Yeah, people super chat is working. I don't know who said that it wasn't working. I've only recently dealt with hate comments in my video, so this is weird. Yeah, hate. The thing is, when you're a small channel, hate comments can be like really common in the sense that because sorry, I just got. Hate comments are bad when you're smaller because you don't have any positive comments to like, or the major when like you get brigaded with hate comments, you don't have enough positive comments to really like reverse it, and that's what sucks when you're a smaller channel. Thankfully, as I've gotten bigger, it doesn't even really matter because I was thinking there are right wingers who have like fairly big channels, not bigger than me. They make videos on me, and then I don't even notice until someone tells me they have or sends me the link because I don't even get that many like more mean comments and shit. So yeah, it's definitely something you have to get used to. Accents in a city are weird. Yeah, sometimes. Yeah. 2 a.m. go to sleep. Yeah, but why would I go to sleep? Kavernacle, I think you're swell. Feel better. Yeah, thanks a lot. No, these days nearly every comment I get is really nice, so I feel fine. But like when you're just like growing a bit more, it's you know a bit harder because you'll get nice comments in every video or whatever, but then you'll get like one which gets like massively downvoted and just like loads of bad comments. Who has more accents, the UK or the US? Probably the US. It's way bigger. UK has a lot of accents too, but yeah, not as much. In Australia, we have 1.5 accents. Yeah, you have Queensland and South Queensland. That's the only two accents you got. Yeah, you get hate comments, whatever you talk about. What are your thoughts on Hunter Avalon? All I know, didn't he used to be like some big anti-SJW like 2 years ago or even less? So the UK has far more from years where there was little travel. I guess so. Like, I don't know if there's more though. It would be an interesting like study or something. Zoe says we love Cav. Oh, isn't that nice of you? Oh, King Cyrus, thanks so much. So King Cyrus donates $5 in the super chat. Very, very generous of you. Game industry needs to be regulated. See what happened with Activision. This is what happens when nothing is regulated. Yeah, I actually want to talk about that tonight as well. So we're going to move on to that in a sec. I'll close off the... But thanks so much for the donation. Yeah, I'll close off the JonTron stuff. Let's look for one more dumb comment, and then we'll move on to the Activision stuff. All right, so let's go. So more comments about my accent. people posting weird things. But yeah, also JonTron is like a good example of like, I think everyone does it with YouTubers who aren't political, is that you often project your own beliefs onto them and then you're disappointed when they show who they really are. But then there's obviously like an amount you can accept. Like if a YouTuber I really like came out as like a British conservative and they weren't a political YouTuber, there's maybe an extent, like depending how harmful or toxic they are, I can push that aside. But when if someone I liked, like even like Mumford & Sons the band, who I like passively like, now I've just deleted them off my playlist because the banjo player of all things turned out to be like this massive Andy No fan, and actually left the band because he was being like censored for his free speech by the backlash he got for promoting an Andy No book. But this is an interesting comment. I'll do this one for my last one. So, because what was interesting, the response to this video, what people were saying, was that a lot of people were big fans of him, and they said they'd even defended him back in the day when they were like 15 to like 18. But now watching like my video, watching the debate in the last like year or so, they really realise how bad it is. And that's the kind of thing I want to end on, because Elliot from Internet Today, you might remember him from like ETC or Machinima. He was saying like it was so crazy when it happened, like all this stuff. And Humanist Report, I asked him about it because he commented on it as well. Like I said, I'm going on his show tomorrow. And I seriously don't think, reading a lot of articles from around the time, I don't think the media was capable of responding to the stuff he says, because the only thing they seem to focus on in these articles is the white replacement stuff. And I think that is a bit easier, for people often to wave away as someone being ignorant, because like he's just maybe like given a reactionary take. Of course it is like a neo-Nazi conspiracy theory as well, but I think what the coverage missed is that he was so broad in his racism. That was the gross part. Like, you couldn't hand wave it away like, oh, this guy, he believes some ridiculous far-right conspiracy theory, but he's just a bit of a, like a knucklehead who believe this shit. It's like, everything he says in that debate is like extremely problematic and bigoted and racist. And it covers like, obviously his view of African Americans, Mexicans, this idealization of Japan and everything. And I just don't feel like the media at the time was either willing or capable to deal with this stuff properly. And then a lot of people also said, because I wasn't as big on like YouTube culture back in the day, I don't even think I'd started my YouTube channel, this one. People were saying a lot of YouTubers just defended him as well, as like people taking him out of context, or people like, Destiny kind of trapped him and like just beat him in a debate, but what he said wasn't that bad. So this guy says here, I was a huge JonTron fan when this happened a few years back, and I was a stupid teenager that didn't want to think critically about my sources of entertainment, so I refused to know anything about what JonTron said. I'm in my 20s now, and I watched the debate, and I was absolutely floored. This wasn't just a social faux pas or commonly believed misconceptions, like I was saying. These were outright, unironic, white supremacist talking points that could only be believed by someone who's actually spent time researching white supremacist beliefs. I don't like Destiny at all. Destiny isn't even left-wing, and he's usually far more aggressive and condescending in debates. Yet in this one, he was so polite while wiping the floor with JonTron's arguments. And I think that's a good point, like I was saying. His racism was so broad and sweeping, you can't hand wave it away as someone being ignorant and dumb and parroting white nationalist talking points because he's a fucking idiot. It is clear like he holds these extremely prejudiced views. Anyway, so lots of people agreeing with me here and stuff as well. Let's just fucking head up to the top. I'm gonna read some more comments before we move on to the Activision story. There's just so fucking many of these comments. Up we go. Oh, great, a bit more. But before we... Okay, there we go. What Zoom am I on? Right, let's flip over. Who am I going to go for first? This is the... Okay. I'll read the Eurogamer stuff instead. Let me just set this up. I've got a question for people I want to ask as well. Alright, I'm going to go back to the chat quick before we move on to the Blizzard stuff. So, okay, I'm on the live chat. Cav is part of the chat reason my channel is growing, so I'm eternally grateful. Yeah, people in the chat subscribe to Progressive American is in the chat just because we did a good interview. It's linked in my community tab somewhere. But if you just type in his channel name or click on his channel there and just watch the interview he did with me, maybe the other stuff he's done. Banjo player, yeah, Andy, no. A racist banjo player. Some people will completely ignore horrible shit celebrities have done if they make content they like. Led Zeppelin fans are the worst for this. Yeah, like Mel Gibson's one, Roman Polanski's another. But I guess sometimes like with a director, it's like you can separate it a tiny bit. I know it's sometimes hard, but like with YouTubers, I think it's completely different. We need to get Vosh to debate John and destroy him. That'd be funny. There's 40 UK accents and 30 US ones. That's interesting. Yeah, I don't know how true that is. My sis working on a TV production of American execs. She told me the execs in the meeting were like, we should get them to work X hours and do X on days off. And everyone was like, that's illegal in the UK. So it's like labour law is really a lot worse in the US. I remember Boogie defended him. Yeah, Boogie's just a weird one, isn't he? So read some more stuff. I don't know why righties idolise Japan. They'd be like, Scandinavia only works because of socialism. In socialism becomes homogenous and it's like, lol, but Japan. I haven't heard right-wingers say that before. Don't they normally hate like Nordic countries? I mean, in terms of their governments and stuff. Japan is also super racist. Yeah, I think I covered that in the video. Alright, so Phil Collins is a massive Tory supporter. That's so fucking weird you say that, Jeff, because let's see if I can get this out. I'm literally listening to him right now. So weird. Phil Collins. That is really strange. Like, how did you find that out? Did you just go wealthy and go really shitty? Yeah, I didn't know Phil Collins was a Tory. Okay, so let's move into the Activision Blizzard stuff. So I want to leave you guys with a question you can answer, and I'll come back to it lately. So Alana Pierce basically said, I was watching her discuss a situation because she's obviously like, she works for the studio that make God of War, and Alana Pierce is a famous, I guess they're famous, well-known games journalist, YouTuber, was in Funhouse as well when all that Adam Kovic shit happened. Also, that Adam Kovic shit was fucking wild as well. Like, I used to watch him, like, I used to watch him on YouTube in like 2008 and 2009 with like Inside Gaming and stuff, and then all that Funhouse stuff came out. It was so fucking weird. So like in her video, and this is the question I want to leave people with when I read through the article, we can talk about this. In her video, she says a lot of these companies are worked on by people who are like nerds, basically, like people who didn't have much success with women in life, or maybe they're more introverted. I think it was a bit of a generalization. And she said, once they get the power at these companies, they sort of start abusing it to get women because they were never very successful with women when they were younger and stuff. So my question is, how true do you think what she says is? She's obviously someone who has experience of this stuff. Like, she says being harassed by loads of people in the games industry, not just like the video game process, making stuff. So how true do you think that, because people, like, I guess it's changing now, because obviously like, I'm a massive, I love video games. I wouldn't consider myself like the stereotypical like nerd. If I was in America, I'd probably be considered like a jock because I loved sports. Not that those lines are kind of blurring, but like my main thing is like sports and games. It's kind of like both. I wouldn't consider myself like nerdy or anything really, even though I do like all this internet stuff. But she's basically making the point that it's like the stereotypical nerds from like the early 2000s like grew up, got power at the studios, and now they're just using it to like get women because they couldn't. So what do you guys think of that statement by Alana? So if you guys don't know what I'm talking about, let's see. So let's go into the most recent news. So they're actually planning a strike tomorrow. So Activision Blizzard employees planning walkout following company's abhorrent response. Oh shit, sorry. I just saw someone sent me a super chat. I'm going to read it quick. So, thanks so much. $10. I can't read your name because I can't pronounce that. Does anyone want to pronounce it for me in the comments? Translate it. It's 10 a.m. here. Perfect timing for a Wednesday morning stream. Always interesting to watch. I'm glad you're here. Thanks so much for the donation. I really, really appreciate it. I don't know how to say your name though, so I wouldn't mind someone telling me or you telling me. But I super appreciate the donation from the two people who've donated so far. So sorry, let me go back. All right, so Activision Blizzard employees planning walkout following the company's abhorrent response to discrimination lawsuit. So the Blizzard employees are planning a walkout tomorrow, the 28th of July, in protest against the company's response to a recent lawsuit from California's Department of Fair Employment and Housing, alleging a frat boy work culture that created a breeding ground for harassment and discrimination against women. Activision was quick to slam the lawsuit, strongly denying its claims and dismissing it as irresponsible behaviour from unaccountable state bureaucrats that are driving many of the state's best businesses out of California. That's a lovely way to frame your widespread and well-documented abuse that women have been suffering at your company. This was a stance repeated in an email sent by an Activision Blizzard executive, Fran Townsend, who insisted the lawsuit presented a distorted and untrue picture of our company, including factually incorrect, old, and out-of-context stories. It says Townsend and Townshead. Let's go with Townsend. Townsend continued, rest assured that leadership is committed to continuing to maintain, that's a weird language, a fair, safe, and inclusive workplace. We cannot let egregious actions of others and a truly meritless and irresponsible lawsuit damage our culture of respect and equal opportunity for all employees. So that's frankly quite embarrassing because it's just literally ignoring nearly the whole thing. So many Activision Blizzard employees were quick, it's Townshead it seems, were quick to criticise Townshead's statement, and more than 2,000 current and former employees have now signed a petition describing the response to the discrimination lawsuit as abhorrent and insulting. It also called for Townsend to resign her position as the executive sponsor of the company's employees' women's network, and for official statements that recognise the seriousness of his allegations and demonstrate compassion for victims of harassment and assault. While Activision Blizzard is yet to respond to the petition, and with the company boss Bobby Kotick still silent on the lawsuit, a group of employees are now planning a walkout tomorrow, the 28th of July, calling on the executive leadership team to work with us in order to improve conditions for employees at the company, especially women, and in particular women of colour and transgender women, non-binary people, and other marginalised groups. And they have 4 demands. So 1, an end to mandatory arbitration clauses in all employee contracts, current and future. Arbitration clauses protect abusers and limit the ability of victims to seek restitution. 2, the adoption of recruiting, interviewing, hiring, and promotion policies designed to improve representation among employees at all levels, agreed upon by employees in a company-wide diversity, equity, and inclusion organisation. Current practices have led to women, in particular women of colour and transgender women, non-binary people, and other marginalised groups that are vulnerable to gender discrimination, to not being hired fairly for new roles when compared to men. Publication of data on relative compensation, promotion rates, and salary ranges for employees of all genders and ethnicities at the company. Current practices have led to an aforementioned groups not being paid or promoted fairly. Empower a company-wide diversity, equity, and inclusion task force to hire a third party to audit the reporting structure, HR department, and executive staff, it's imperative to identify how current systems have failed to prevent employee harassment and to propose new solutions to address these issues. So that all sounds like well and good, and it's stuff the industry should be doing more. Like, how many stories have we heard recently about terrible working conditions in these companies, and the fact that California's own Department of Fair Employment is getting involved shows you how serious and widespread these reports are. I'm trying to find the worst examples for you because I really don't want to downplay how awful this one is in particular. So I'm going to see if I can find a link. Okay, if I go on the lawsuit, maybe I can... Okay, here we go. So, content warning for people. This stuff is, really fucking disgusting. Jokes about, rape and, sending nudes around the offices and shit like that. So this is what the lawsuit alleges. So, female employees almost universally confirmed that working for defendants was akin to working in a frat house, which invariably involved male employees drinking and subjecting female employees to sexual harassment with no repercussions. The suit mentions cube crawls, in which male employees proudly came into work hungover. Similarly, male employees would play video games during work, engage in banter about their sexual encounters, talk openly about female bodies, and make numerous jokes about rape. As a product of this frat boy culture, women were subjected to numerous sexual comments and advances, groping and unwanted physical touching, and other forms of harassment. A female employee noted that random male employees would approach her on defendant's worksite and comment on her breasts. Female employees working for the World of Warcraft team noted that male employees and supervisors would hit on them, make derogatory comments about rape, and otherwise engage in demeaning behaviour. This behaviour was known to supervisors and indeed encouraged by them, including a male supervisor openly encouraging a male subordinate to buy a prostitute to cure his bad mood. One particularly disturbing claim in the lawsuit alleges a female employee committed suicide during a business trip due to a sexual relationship she'd been having with her male supervisor. Employees were further discouraged from complaining as HR personnel were known to be close to the alleged harassers. An unnamed former Blizzard CTO was observed by employees groping inebriated female employees at company events. The lawsuit alleged Alex Afrasiabi, the former senior creative director of World of Warcraft, was permitted to engage in blatant sexual harassment with little to no repercussions. During BlizzCon, he hit on female employees, telling them he wanted to marry them, attempted to kiss them, and put his arms around them. This was in plain view of other male employees, including supervisors, who had to intervene and pull him off female employees. So if you want to read all this stuff, they've commented on it, and this is their lengthy response, which I'm not going to read. But basically, it seems the whole, higher-ups at this company either all engaged in this behaviour or would never report them because often they were mates with each other. It talks about HR being close with the people doing this shit. Now, I've seen a lot of people say shit like, if it's so bad, use your power as a worker and leave. And they're kind of missing the point of especially with jobs in the games industry, it's super competitive because this is so many people's dream job. No one really falls into the game industry as something they didn't ever really want to do and they just ended up doing. You just don't do that. You have to really have the passion to work in this industry. Now, the Ilana Pierce comment I was referring to earlier, why I think that has some credibility is because it seems like this isn't just a problem in just games development. It seems to be a problem in also the gaming industry as a whole, including media, news outlets. IGN had those reports recently came out that had a really bad culture of abuse and harassment from the higher ups, and then you had other horrible places coming out saying how badly they're treated, and this issue of sexism seems to be really heightened in the gaming industry, and obviously sexism is something that is just everywhere in work culture, but this type of brazenness is just like pretty crazy. And just like, can you imagine working in this environment? And it's also like they were saying in their demands is women were being passed up for promotions and being looked over constantly. So it seems like these little like kingdoms of these horrible, I'm going to call them incels, maybe not technically, but like these horrible sexist, like, you know, incel type men who just see women as sexual conquests, and now they have a bit of power in their life over women. They're using that where they might not have ever had this power before, which Alana Pierce sort of speculates. And this is, you know, if anything, the video game industry is famous for not having unions. And if anything, not that we don't know this already, these companies, you know, not these companies, these workers for these companies need to unionize. Now, I don't know what format it would take. Would you have, you know, you have obviously the unions for actors who do video game voiceovers. Would this just be like a broad umbrella, or would you need like a union for like the animators, QR testers? Because it seems like, let me know in the comments what you think. It seems like a lot of these different elements of games development are affected in very different ways. So quality, is it assurance or whatever control? QA, I think. Apparently, that is one of the worst for extremely low pay and high working hours. Like sort of like this forgotten element of games development. So do they get their own union? And I think I'm still in a union for journalism, and for the union you have like numerous different sections, so maybe that's something that needs to happen. So I'm in like the magazine journalism union, so you'd have to probably do something like that. I wonder what you guys think. So I'm going to read some comments, but it's clear like this is totally disgusting, but we see abuse of power in like Naughty Dog, Ubisoft, Rockstar was really bad as well. So Rockstar, Ubisoft and Activision Blizzard seem to be the worst offenders for not only having bad crunch, which I think Naughty Dog and CD Projekt Red are a bit more about like poor management and crunch, whereas these guys are about poor management, crunch, and also really explicit sexual and like sexism and racism and stuff. So I'm gonna read the comments quick. Alright, so sorry, where's my cursor? Oh, there it is. Sorry, one sec. Alright, on the live chat, so let's see. Theo, thanks so much for the $5. I really, really appreciate that. Did I miss the JonTron backlash? Yes, sorry you did. But I do upload these streams on the Kavernacle Extra, my second channel, so go subscribe to that, and hopefully I'll have this up by the end of tonight. Thanks for that vid. I love JonTron, but never knew about the racism in him. Fan no longer. Thanks. Oh, that's cool. I appreciate that. I actually strangely had a lot of people saying that stuff, but I'm glad you got something out of the video. A lot of people were also saying they knew about the controversy when they were fans of him when they were younger, but then they kind of change a bit later. Hi Katie, thanks for joining. Appreciate you joining as usual. Alright, I'm back at the top, so I want to read the things I was saying about Ilana Pierce's comments. So Capril saying, incelling misogyny just became a rich tech bro and you'll get women from the 80s to the 2000s. Being super prevalent without critique, a lot of men learnt that as a life lesson, in my opinion. Yeah, that's an interesting point. In terms of that, it's been around since the 80s rather than like a more new thing. Yeah, the game industry needs a union, like animation. I don't know if you saw the video going around of an old BlizzCon where a woman asked if they would stop sexualizing every woman. Yeah, definitely. That was pretty crazy, wasn't it? It's so damning in hindsight. I feel not everyone should have to work in a union if they choose not to. I mean, no one forces you to join a union. But I think it definitely should be strong. This is sick shit. I'm about to fight these men. Yeah, it's so fucking infuriating to read. I can't believe anyone would defend this. Yeah, exactly. Hey Kavernacle, why are you so ignorant? You seem pretty arrogant for someone who's only straw man as an argument. Please enlighten me. So fucking gross, says Zoe. We have some trolls in the chat. Kepril saying, I've been on Twitter warrior spree because so many gamers TM be saying don't boycott. It will be bad for the employees because other men had to ruin everything. And people just want to enjoy the game. Yeah, gamers are shitty for shit like that. Like, oh, it'll ruin our product. So don't, you know, don't unionize or don't boycott or don't strike and shit like that. It's so dumb. I had no idea it was this bad. Yeah, it is crazy, isn't it? Like, you want to read the explicit terms of this stuff. Aspiring computer science technocrats at my university will grow up to become like these Blizzard sex pets. Hopefully not, with this sort of shit being exposed more. It's like Ubisoft, it's gross, yeah. Sorry, just deleting some trolls. How competitive can it be when men like that always fail upward? There's no real meritocracy. Yeah, it's pretty much like most industries, isn't it? Some of the worst people just keep ascending the ladder, while like people who are actually good workers get overlooked. Katie's saying gamer culture is actually pretty bad, and I don't know why gamers feel like being nerdy means they can be bro-ish. Yeah, it feels like gamers are oppressed in high school by the jocks, but when after high school, I don't know, they become the oppressors in the corporate ladder or some shit like that. Oh, Jay the Cat, thanks so much for the £5. Really appreciate it. Oh, this is interesting. Activision CEO Bobby Kotick had his own mention in Epstein's little black book. Nothing there will change as long as he's still in charge. That's interesting. Thanks for sharing, Jay, and thanks so much for the donation. I really appreciate it. Really, really kind of you. Yeah, like he gets tax. I think he gets tax credits in the US and the UK. So Call of Duty and shit like... So that's the infuriating thing. So Activision Blizzard's abuse and shit games are being funded by the American taxpayer, and I think also the UK taxpayer as well, which is just crazy. They don't need tax breaks. Sorry, I'm reading some more comments. They need a union, yep. User saying, I think social outcasts play a lot more video games than most people and tie their ego to their pastime and get really defensive when it's criticised. Yeah, it's like a video I made about gamers being oppressed, where people were actually arguing that gamers were being oppressed, like, seriously by society. Nathan Drake said, I'm not surprised about the sexual harassment. Honestly, as the blatantly unprofessional work environment, how was Blizzard able to get away with this for so long? How can you just be drunk and playing video games in the office all day? Imagine the privilege of being able to do that without being scared you're going to get fired. I mean, yeah, you can't force people to join unions, but like they are fundamentally a good thing. Crunch is such a big problem. Yeah, crunch is just like a problem. It seems like the video game has not like exclusive, but has lots of problems, which it seems to have built its whole culture around. So it feels like it can't exist without it. Hopefully they move away from both those things. Like, obviously the Red Dead 2 and Last of Us 2 crunch was pretty bad, apparently. Yeah, 343 and Rockstar also crunches. I'm sure a lot of VFX animation unions include game animation. Okay, I hope it does. You're reaching people in a positive way, Cav. Keep it up. Thanks a lot, Soyborn. That's very nice of you to say. I try sometimes. I mean, I try and cover like popular stuff while putting in my own like political message. Use your video to explain to a friend how John's politics are so problematic. Yeah, Danny, had he never seen the video before? Because that's what some people are saying now. It's like they didn't see the interview of Destiny or debate of Destiny. I would actually not mind making video games if I had the skill. I just wouldn't want to keep it up for more than a few years because it sounds like it would get tiring quickly. Yeah, like you can read about burnout of people who work at Naughty Dog and Rockstar. They burn out really quick. They often leave after like 2 or 3 years. So Sergeant Johnson saying, that's true, since I was in grade school, my teachers have been saying, with good intention, that nerds will get the girls one day when they make millions. I guess it's true to an extent, but then they should also add the caveat that nerds will be abusing the girls one day when they're in positions of power. Yeah, the thing is, the Anita Sarkeesian, actually, you give me a good, because I've done the JonTron stuff. The Anita Sarkeesian hysteria is so like fucking hilarious, like in like a bad way, in terms of like her criticism of gaming was like so. I wouldn't say it was like liberal, but it was like not really the most like groundbreaking thing ever. But the way it like melted all these chuds' brain. Anita Sarkeesian original video. Sorry, I might do like the JonTron one, but for that, it's just crazy how much all these chuds just melted down about it. Like, just as she's saying, like, yeah, gaming sexualizes women too much and is racist. And it's like, yeah, I agree. Look at the people fucking making the games. If this is a good indicator for anyone, can you trust people who work on Call of Duty? I made videos about how Call of Duty is like CIA propaganda and is often like racist and stuff. These are the guys making your games. These are the guys making fucking Call of Duty and shit like that. But apparently this is more the Blizzard side, but Blizzard is of course being used more to make Call of Duty games as well, so yeah, Mark's biggest blind spot is not talking about gamers. This is coming from the state of California. Does California historically have worse labour rights before, like, and compared to other states? There's a song called "Geeks Get the Girls." It's gross. Yeah, geeks treat girls like shit. But then can you? But that's the thing. Gaming in general, for every like more progressive YouTuber who covers gaming, so I don't know. For example, I'm someone who's left wing, covers video games sometimes. There is like 10 the quarterings who push this like reactionary agenda which is against women's rights, women's equality, even though they think it's not. Just the way they like gaslight and like make up shit and like harass women and stuff. It's clearly like such a problem with just a gaming community, gaming industry, games media and everything. Limbo saying, I've been gaming since I was 6. It's really easy to both game and not hate women. Yeah, of course. I'm exactly the same way. I've been playing video games since like 5 or whatever. I thought nerds get the girl just imply that nerds were nice people. I mean, nerd culture is fucking toxic as hell. It doesn't mean like everyone who's like a nerd is a bad person, but you can't tell me that like online nerd culture, online YouTube nerd culture isn't seriously toxic. Sorry, just read some more comments. So California just passed a referendum last year, effectively establishing a second tier of labour rights for gig. Was that like that thing Uber was doing propaganda for Uber like workers to vote against, basically not giving them the same rights? Kate is saying, I'd say Angry Joe is like as nice to women as gaming YouTubers can get. Yeah, but even he is still like a bit of a chud sometimes. Like his Last of Us 2 review like was so infuriating. Sorry, just put something on. So, Cyrus the Great, thanks so much for another donation. Super kind of you. Really appreciate it. So $5, and he says, in California, when it comes to tech, there is this idea of the Silicon Valley philosophy and tech industry in general. This is why labor is awful. Yeah, is it basically, with like the gaming industry or even Silicon Valley, is it basically like people who go there are so hungry to be like the next, Mark Zuckerberg or fucking, Jack Dorsey and stuff. It's just the culture is like, you've got to grind and work yourself to death to come up with like the next great idea. Is it some shit like that? So 4chan is pure distilled nerd culture. I mean, yeah, that is like part of it, isn't it? The only somewhat inclusive games fandom is the Sims fandom, and they are crazy. Animal Crossing is a pretty good fandom as well, for like being inclusive and not like totally insane. I think there's a couple others. I'm trying to think of some more, but I think Nintendo games are normally a bit better. Skill Up. Yeah, but Skill Up still like has complained about like SJWs and all that crap. He's also like extremely dramatic. Like his Assassin's Creed Valhalla reviews, it's like so embarrassing. Like, like the thumbnail is like, "This is the biggest waste of time in my whole life." I'm like, come on, man. Like that's what his reviews are. It's always like one extreme or the other to get people to click on it. Soyborn saying Angry Joe blows. He doesn't seem to care about women getting treated badly, but he did rage when the alt-right called him racist names. He only cares about himself. Yeah, he got pissed off when I said he was bad for saying we need the National Guard, and he actually commented on my YouTube video about it as well. Sergeant John's saying Angry Joe is like truly centre left, which makes him amazingly progressive, in my opinion, considering he's a white dude, passing dude from Texas. Also means a bit of a chud, but he's constantly learning. Okay, I agree. Angry Joe is obviously not the worst person ever in terms of like being a really massive figure in the gaming YouTube scene. I mean, he's always fighting the quartering and shit. Call of Duty is the worst fandom and online community, but we already know that, yeah. User saying gamers will act like they're oppressed and then burn a building down because they can't see the individual hair of Mario's nutsack. Yeah, it actually is embarrassing how stupid they are. Like the amount of backlash some of my videos get, and I think they're fair comments. I made two about the Act Man, and apparently someone said he tweeted that he wanted to respond to them, and basically the first one was saying like, yeah, this guy makes like really good content. Like I really enjoy his videos, but his politics are very like toxic and reactionary, and he's like a centrist. But I think it's important to talk about how someone like the Quarterings like kind of views can filter down to like centrists, and then people like Angry Joe is more like centre left. That's what the series is about. So I think apparently he said I want to respond to them. So unless the video comes out in the next couple months, I think he might have watched them and realised like the points were pretty fair, and that he might not be able to easily dunk on me and make fun of me as he thought he might from the titles and stuff. Zelda fans are chill. Just sub today. Great work, fella. Thanks so much, Maximus Prime. Oh, here's a fun thing in the chat. So Maximus says he subscribed today. Who thinks they're the longest subscriber in the chat? I already kind of think I know who wins. So comment in the chat if you think you're the longest subscriber, and what was the first video you remember watching, and how long have you been subscribed? That's interesting. I'd be interested to know that. Angry Joe's a mixed bag. Yep, definitely. Souls community used to be great. Now it's just get good, you scrub. It sucks. Give me Dark Souls on easy mode so I can complete one. The furthest I've got was on 2, but then I just gave up. Sonic fandom is one of the most inclusive anti-SJW live and let live fandom I've been in, and I'm deep in the fandom spaces. Yeah, Keprel, I made a video on it. Do you remember when they tried to make like Sonic like an anti-SJW icon for being like because the film released at the same time as Birds of Prey? That was so fucking embarrassing. But it's just like anti-SJWs just find the most bizarre fucking shit to make videos about. Like some of the comments in the video I made about Sonic, it's like, what was the one really funny one? It's like the SJWs can't stand Sonic the Hedgehog, and it's like because the movie was for the fans and shit like that. Like, oh my god, so fucking embarrassing. It's funny though, but like you wonder, like, are these serious people or is this part of like a grift to make money? Is it a bit of both? It is like pretty wild sometimes. So I'm just looking for a song to play. Fuck, I'll fucking play this. Animal Crossing have been unhinged a bit more of New Horizons. They have become a bit more demanding, haven't they? Nothing like getting called slurs by a 12-year-old in COD. Yeah, 2008, that's like what everyone did. Yeah, that Luke Stevens guy's a fucking idiot. What did he say on Twitter? And he literally just got like dunked on by everyone. I think he just made up some shit about like, was it a new Switch or something, or like something else? And everyone was just like, I can confirm this isn't true. It isn't true. And he just looked like such a fucking idiot. Matt Pat seems weird. I just don't watch Game Theory anymore. So all right, not me. It's King Cyrus. How long, King Cyrus? Evil Lip McNuggets. Me, I subbed yesterday. Palm Action Musket Fincher in the first 10. Okay, when was it then? I'll be the judge. I think I'm pretty close since the Brony thing. Dan, if it was the Brony thing this year, then no. If it was the Brony thing last year, you'd be a longer one, but it's probably longer still. Video game nostalgia, about 1.5 years, I think, the first Metal Gear Solid one. Yeah, that was November 2019, so that's a long time. Katie says not me. That's fair enough. Zoe Quinn said, first video I watched was 8 months ago on anti-SJWs, gamers and capitalism. Okay, you're one of the longer ones for sure. Thanks for being subscribed so long. I'm not the longest, but my first video I got interested in was the Roadie Booze one. Yes, the Roadie Booze, which doesn't fucking exist on my channel anymore, so I got copyright claims. I am gonna re-upload it at some point. So King Cyrus saying Souls community and lore community can get very reactionary. Bloodborne had that, even though the creator of the series critiques the fundamental flaws of conservative ideology. It is funny for like quite a conservative like country in general, like in terms of their like political leanings, that like a lot of Japanese creators are pretty left wing. Although Japan does have like the biggest communist party outside of communist controlled countries, I think, or something like that. Even though it's still not that big, I think it's like 200,000 or 300,000 in the membership. Yeah, the Ghostbusters film they're like saying is great. The He-Man shit is so frustrating. But the annoying thing is, like, I could make a video on it, and I know it would do really well, but I really don't have much to say about it at this point. When I make videos about these gamers, anti-SJWs, I need to like make it more like broad, like a bigger topic and stuff. Any more people? Wait. I don't know how long I've been watching, but the oldest video I think was 2 years ago. Okay, that's fucking ages. But like, if you didn't watch 2 years ago, then maybe not one of the longest. Kepro, I watched the furry vid first. Only recently subbed. Thought I already did because your vids keep showing on my feed and autoplay. Okay. Yeah, I've done that before, Kepro, with other people. Like, I keep watching their videos and they get recommended to me, and then I realise I'm not actually subscribed. But no, appreciate the subscription. Blade Runner and the MGS one. Okay, so wait. Which MGS one? The first one? And your COD video? Oh, okay. So you've been subscribed for a long time. Do I remember the Hot Coffee GTA San Andreas controversy? Yes, I do. The Femboy one, so that's fairly recent. First video I watched wasn't yours, it was your appearance on the Humanist Report. Oh, awesome. Yeah, I'm going on the Humanist Report again, first time since then, tomorrow night on a panel show. Here, I'm gonna ask the chat, do you know any of these people I'm going on with? Because I've never heard of them before, but they have like significant platforms. I don't think any are that bigger than me. Katie, thanks so much for the $20. Everyone, Katie is like my sugar daddy. So Katie, yeah, insane of you to donate that much. I really appreciate it. So Katie says, workplace has been a mess because of the trash management. They just suspended our most senior waxer for swearing in the parking lot. So anyway, never trust your managers, folks, and never give employers more than you get. That is so messed up. How can you suspend someone for swearing in the parking lot? Yeah, so Katie like what's the technical word for it? But Katie like does waxes for people, and you missed it last week where she was telling us like a truly disgusting story. So that's like what Katie brings to the table in the chat is horrifying stories of waxing people's more private parts. That really sucks though. Like, why are they so like? That's why I couldn't. That's why I couldn't stand working, and like I got so depressed straight away because I fucking hate hierarchies. I hate bosses, and especially like Katie. I'm assuming you work for like the owner of the company or the owner of the waxing place. Like how I used to work for the owner of the company I work for, and I just fucking hate it. Like, you can't speak honestly. You always feel like, you know, the axe over your head, like they're gonna fire you at any moment based on some fucking stupid shit. I'm just so happy. The way I left was so sick. So basically, the moment that pushed me over the edge was it was the second lockdown in the UK. And already there was like no social distancing or masks in the office. And then she says we weren't going to work from home, even though we can easily do it. So I just had a massive fucking argument with her. Probably told you guys this story before. I had a massive argument with her. And then I got her to relent. But then the next day was the US election. So I was covering it on my channel. So I took the day off. Then we were working from home from the next day. And then I just quit. And I said, I basically... The day I had an argument with her, I cleaned out my desk, like logged off everything off my computer, like deleted everything. And I was just like, whatever happens, I'm not fucking coming back. This was before I knew if we were working from home or not. I was like, if we're not working from home, I'm just gone and that's it. Then we got work from home. And I was just like, fuck it, I'm resigning right now. So then I did my notice and I just never went back to the office. I never spoke to her again. So yeah, that was a good way to leave. Stressed as fuck though about it. I didn't actually plan to do my YouTube full time. I was like, I'll do it full time for 3 months. December, January and February, and start looking for work. But I haven't applied for one thing, which is great because my YouTube's been doing so much better. So the story has a happy ending, but what motivates a lot of people say like it's like my output is quite insane on YouTube in that like I make so many videos and streams and shit like that. But the key motivator for me every day when I like thinking about ideas and doing stuff is that I just don't want to go back. Like I'm having PTSD. I do not ever want to go back to that environment. Like which maybe isn't realistic, but that's what drives me so much. It's what drove me when I was doing it while I was working, despite like putting in fucking loads of hours into videos while having a job and doing all the other shit was really hard. And then I'm kind of happy, like, if I ever, like, make it, like, for good on YouTube, like, this is my job for, like, the foreseeable future, the good thing is I'll always be proud of myself instead. 1 sec, someone messaged me. I'll always be proud of myself because, like, a lot of channels blow up because they, like, collab or get shout-outs, but I've barely done that. So I know it's, like, all my own work, which is pretty sick. Sorry, someone's messaging me. Hi Kennedy, thanks for joining. This shit is insane. Yeah, it's pretty crazy. Oh, also happy birthday for yesterday. I was gonna message you, but I think I saw it really late at night and I just fell asleep. Katie is based in Union Pilled. Yeah, she is. My Greens local member is a proper socialist. Yeah, Greens are often pretty good, although you do get some fucking weirdos. You do get some fucking weirdos joining the Green Party. Like, there's a guy in the UK who's like the deputy leader. He was talking about like halal, like trying to ban halal or some shit. Like, I was like, what? Why are you focused on this? One sec. TARDIS guy saying, I remember a friend sent me one of your videos at the end of last year. I ended up watching a few and then subbed. Can't remember which it was, but I know it had Geeks and Gamers in it, but that doesn't narrow it down. Oh, I appreciate it though. You've been here for a while. Anyone who was here before 10k is a real one. No, I like it. I appreciate everyone who subs, no matter like when. But like it is cool. Like a lot of you have been subbed for over a year. Some people longer. Original He-Man had a ton of queer people working on it. Yeah. I've seen you add 2 oranges, so however long that is. So 2 is 10, 27. So that's, I was on about 27 in March, I think. So sorry, reading some more comments. I'll just take the super chat because I saw it. Thanks so much, Evil Little McNuggets, for the $5. Really appreciate it. Oh no, I haven't seen this. Not to change the subject, but have you been keeping up with the Jimmy Snow situation? What's the Jimmy Snow situation? I haven't heard of this. Although I do subscribe to him, but only because someone told me. I don't watch his stuff. Sorry, read some more comments. An esthetician. Am I saying esthetician? Am I saying that right? So what's the difference between that and a waxer? I can look this up myself, I guess. Do I want to type this word in? Oh, okay. The beautification of the skin. That's good. I thought it'd be something else. She was railroaded. That fucking sucks. They're just if they don't like someone, they're just gonna find any reason. How they even fucking hear her swear? Was she shouting it or on the phone or something? Japan used to have a strong left-wing movement up until the early 60s that fell apart after an ultra-nationalist with a samurai sword killed its charismatic leader, Asanuma. Yeah, I didn't really want to learn more about post-war Japan, but like the anti-occupation shit was like really interesting. Controversial opinion said, I really love your videos, but I may not agree with everything you say, but we can agree to disagree. Thank you for opening my mind. I appreciate that, controversial opinions. Yeah, so there's a couple people in the Discord who are like more like liberal centrist, and I've honestly got no problem with like interacting with like people like that as long as they keep it like quite respectful. But I have got some like liberals who have been like pretty insane in the Discord, like saying loads of shit like simping for Baptista or like ZM. Baptista was obviously a dictator in Cuba. ZM was the dictator in South Vietnam. And like trying to tell them about like why those people were worse than the communists was like maddening because they were so fucking aggressive. But yeah, like I'm totally fine to like interact with people, you know, who subscribe or in my Discord who have different opinions to me, for sure. As long as it's kept respectful. Of course, I'm not talking about like, you know, far right American conservatives, but you know, other people. I remember watching some videos from the Humanist Report. They seem left-leaning and critical of capitalism. Yeah, Mike is the guy who runs the Humanist Report. I think he is anti-capitalist. Yeah, I think he is actually, to be fair. Hey man, love your content. Thanks so much, James. Appreciate you saying so. Hammerball saying the US at this point I consider a lost cause. Yeah, I was talking to someone about this the other day because they were like, what's your political ideology? Are you like a socialist, Marxist? And I was like, you can call me that if you want, but my main problem is not that I think humans are like fundamentally like bad or uncooperative with each other. It's mainly that I think capitalism has brainwashed so many people in this greed that there's not much hope left for humanity. It's not that like instinctively humans aren't like fundamentally like good and like will help each other, but I feel like capitalism, as you know, has like morphed from just like an economic system into like this horrible ideology as well. Like it's not just like what is the best, I guess, take the best elements of capitalism or socialism, whatever, like the centrist argument. It's more like just about this horrible ideology, obviously driven by the economic ideology of just like stepping on people, destroying people, all for the pursuit of like profit and power. So I feel like there's no real going back from that. And you know, I think it's a fair assessment to say the US might be a lost cause. Kate's saying the owner has like 5 stores as a franchise owner and as a landlord. It sounds like the most awful piece of shit. Kavernacle was giving some Sigma male vibes right now. Okay, what is a Sigma male? It's like a lone wolf, but also an alpha male, or some shit. The United States basically 50 corporations in a trench coat at this point. Yeah, it's pretty crazy. Like, I'd say the difference between the UK and the US is the US is like completely mask off. Like, yeah, we're so brazenly owned by corporations, we won't even hide it. Where the UK is like way more sinister, where they do it all out of the public eye. I'm glad it worked out for you. Oh, thanks so much. I appreciate that. Make that 500 corporations in the trench coat. I'm just happy that it's enough to sustain you. Yeah, like last month was my best month ever because I had the sponsorship money. So generally it's a bit better than my old income anyway. Well, since I quit. So I'm just fucking saving it all up. Yeah, Cap Rule says, I haven't worked much, privileged much, but every job I've had has been hell with skirting laws and unfavourable practices and vile bosses. Yeah, to be honest, I feel like everyone I talk to at the moment, all my friendship group, they're all like quitting or leaving their jobs because they hate their fucking bosses. There's obviously like a massive, like this Blizzard stuff is like one element to it, but there's just a problem of, and that's what I'm talking about, like brainwashed by capitalism. Managers, not even like owners, managers are fucking horrible people a lot of the time because they're just looking to advance their careers at the expense of everyone else. Your content does deserve more attention. I appreciate you saying that. Hopefully we'll get there one day. Let's see where the channel is in a year. Stonks go up. President is viewed as a good steward of the economy. Yeah, that shit is so wild. Like, the stock market is a good indicator of the general economic health of a country. I walked out of my job flipping off the logo and security camera like a thug. For me, I just fucking, like, on my last day, I was actually just sitting at this very spot. I was just playing PS5, and they kept, like, emailing me, and I just kept ignoring it. But it was print day. The thing is, the only reason I stayed is I didn't want to screw over my friend who I did the magazine with. When the UK opened up first, I had a vivid dream where I hadn't left my job but was going back, and I woke on a cold sweat needing to quit. Yeah, I felt like shit though, forced not to go back in. Kennedy saying thank you. It was the best birthday I've had in a long time. We got to 69 subs on Twitch for the month. Oh, awesome! So 69 new subs. Very, very, very fitting. But no, that's good. I obviously like. I watch your Twitch streams in terms of. I haven't done it as much lately, but I do watch them even though I'm not on them. So like, I'm being a good fan because sometimes I do go on people's stuff and then I never watch them. So. You can tell that your stuff, I do enjoy watching your streams. Hammerbill saying the US is a corporate hellscape, and if one had a time machine, Ronald Reagan and Richard Nixon would be wonderful people to get rid of. Ronald Reagan over Nixon, I'd say. Is your Green Party run by Chuds? The Green MP is pretty good. Some other weird people in the party though. Sorry. Oh shit. Oh my. Alright. I think my first video was the Star Wars one. Oh, okay, that's cool. That was like March, maybe February. I did like that video. I was here around the 25k mark. Okay, so 4 months maybe. I was like the 35k-ish sub. Oh, that's cool. That's the honor you have forever. Yeah, UK communists are the fucking worst. Like, I followed the UK Communist Party on Twitter, and then they're just like massive simps for China, and I'm like, no, I'm not following you anymore. I mean, like, I'm obviously against all the like the xenophobia and like the hysteria around China, but I don't really want to be like following a communist party that are massive simps for them either. I've been wanting to ask what the chocolate oranges are. Is that a British thing? Well, obviously, like the little pyramid is like my own creation. People get a bit confused with them. So basically, okay, like this is like the original one, the blue one, the milk chocolate. So it basically just is. It's it's chocolate, right? But it's like in an orange, and you have like little slices, and they're all held together by the core, and you just kind of like crack it, and you can just take pieces off. It used to be quite famous because it used to be so hard to actually break into them. So there used to be an advert of like a famous actor just like throwing it on the floor loads of times to get it to open. They're quite famous, but then the white ones, I'm never gonna okay, unless I get 100k this year, I'm not fucking eating these. But the white ones were like very exclusive. They're very strong. I'd like this one a lot. And then the red ones are dark chocolate. But yeah, Kennedy's one of the oldest. I've been here since like 6k. So Kennedy has been here for fucking like years now. I'm commenting for the algorithm. Keep it up, mate. Thanks, Esther. Appreciate it. An esthetician am I saying it right? I've just never heard of this before. Oh, seriously? Evil Little McNuggets. I thought you were fucking talking about me for a sec. I was like, what the fuck is this shit? Alright, Jimmy Snow. Okay, there's a video about it. Okay. Yeah, atheist YouTubers are weird. That's why I probably follow them on YouTube still. Alright. So he harassed someone, apparently, this atheist YouTuber. What did he do? Okay, I don't understand what he did. What has anyone got the narrative? So he's exposed for sexual relationship with fans. Go on ETC. Does ETC still exist? I talked to Elliot a bit on Twitter. He used to be on ETC. ETC doesn't... Oh, okay, it does exist. But there's no videos on it. But Elliot's still there on the cover. But it's called The Internet Today now. Like the successor show. My manager hates her and walked outside just to spy on her talking with someone else. Oh, that's so fucking shitty. So why did she even hire her in the first place? See you later, Soulborn. Thanks for watching. Good luck with tomorrow with Mike at the Humans Report. Super awesome you going on his show. Thanks so much. Oh yeah, this is what I wanted to ask people. Do any of you know who these people is? Okay, so Mike tells me the people who are going on. Little spoiler. Alright, does anyone know who these people are? Okay, one's called Amy EC3. Never heard of this person. One's called Jen Perelman. And one's called Lumi Roo. Does anyone know these people? Just let me know in the comments if you've ever heard of any of these people. Sorry, it's hay fever. It's the new liberal thing to pretend like you can be a tool left and support right wing military dictatorships because it makes the Twitter tankies angry. Yeah, it's pretty crazy. Like, why are all these like supposed socialists on Twitch just like fucking liberals? I don't understand. Yeah, but T Steele's a fascist who's a mafia puppet. Exactly. I'm totally black-pilled on the climate. Yeah, climate change and like capitalism destroying the planet for sure. So Pump Action Musket says, from what I see, you are most outspoken in your live streams. My guess is the liberals in your Discord only watch your videos. Yeah, Pump Action Musket. Someone made a point about that because someone was messaging me on Instagram, telling me to stop saying like anti-Zionist stuff, and they were saying they like my videos and they're from Israel, and I was like, why? I was like, do you not like watch my content? And apparently someone else had made a good point. He said, if you watch your videos, just selectively, you might not actually understand what your politics are apart from being left leaning. Obviously, like if you watch my Israel ones, you can probably tell like what my politics are. And like I was saying, the streams, I'm pretty like, I guess because I talk more on the streams, it's easier to talk about my politics. But yeah, for sure, like maybe that is the case. Like, that's why liberals might be fans of me. And not saying you can be a liberal and be fans of me and know my politics, but like maybe they don't know the full extent, possibly. Capitalism is a dominant religion in the US. Yeah, I agree. Vargas saying capitalism isn't even sustainable in its present form. Not only is it wrecking the planet for future generations, but it's built on the premise of infinite economic growth in an infinite world. Yeah, that's another good point of it. But it's never fucking enough, is it? Like, all the profit is never enough. It's so fucking shit. The neoliberal end of history, which has been like debunked, like it was debunked so fucking quick. Just like an awful prediction. I'm a Sigma female, so cool that no one likes me. Sigma male. Oh, it's so much fucking bullshit. Like weird internet shit. A Sigma male is just an alpha male who wants to be more like not the other boys. Is Japan still xenophobic? I mean, I don't know what the generational stats are, but generally the politics is quite xenophobic. Kennedy saying, we need to have you on the stream again, man. That was really fun. I have a few friends who really like your content. They're really excited about it. Yeah, I'd definitely be up for coming on again. Probably late August, I'd say. Only because I'm going to stay at my girlfriend's for like a couple weeks because I have to look after her because she had an operation and stuff. Meaning I won't have my like setup. Otherwise, I would come on earlier. Managers are like your landlord. Sorry, this comment just gone down. Let them mold. They can stay mad. Shit, sorry. I'm getting so many comments. Dawn French, that was it. I subbed 2 days ago. Okay, I appreciate that still. Alright, I'm fucking so behind. I'm sorry. The manager I worked for at TGI Fridays was evil. That's sad. Capril, I fucking love TGI Fridays. The Warrior Burger, which they've taken off the menu now, I'm really sad about. They did do a really nice drink for LGBT month called... What was it called? They gave like 10% of the revenue to Stonewall or something. It was seriously good. It was like this rainbow drink. I need to look up the recipe. Managers are like your landlord, followed you around and work, criticise everything you did. March, that was not long ago. It feels like fucking long ago though. Based Cav, yep. Any cute boys in here? Sorry, only cute boy is on the camera. Sorry, I'm just trying to flip through a bit quicker. We have chocolate oranges in the US, especially at Christmas. That's cool. I didn't know if there were any around. I can only find that at Christmas. Cav, do you get them year round? Yeah, you get them year round. I buy them a lot. Redistribute the Terry chocolate oranges and I'll eat them. They're just for me at the moment. My first video was the Bioshock Abby Shapiro one. Not gonna lie, I had no idea about the context of Bioshock because besides it being anarcho-capitalism gone wrong, I had no idea about about Ayn Rand Atlas Shrugged motives. So thank you. Yeah, appreciate you watching that one. I think a lot of people have like enjoyed that one. Ali says, I was here since your podcast of chaos. Ali, do you actually watch my stuff? Because that's super interesting. Like, I'm wondering how many people are still here from, like, that's like 4 fucking years ago now. I don't know if you just jumped into the live stream quick, but if you actually watch my stuff, that's fucking cool. Yeah, it's not great to be a simp for anything political, whether it's AOC or anything else. Have you seen that absolutely unhinged fucking shit where they're gone to AOC's office to protest for Medicare for all? Like, what the fuck is the point of that? Like, AOC is just like one person in Congress. Why don't you go protest at Nancy Pelosi's office? AOC is going to vote for it anyway. Like, you don't need to convince her. Lakara saying, you just awaken a memory of me as a little child smacking the chocolate orange from my kitchen table, my knuckles. I think a lot of people did that. You used to just like absolutely lob it. Jimmy Snow didn't harass anyone, it's just YouTube drama. Okay. Has anyone got a good video explaining this stuff? Okay. Someone just jumped in saying, I support Destiny. This is a weird thing people do in the video. I literally say in the video, I don't like Destiny. And then people are like, oh, look at this simp for Destiny. Inset today. Yeah. Me and Elliot are Twitter pals. Amy is so nice. Jen Perlman, yes. Lumi is cute and sweet. Lumi, yes. Jen, yes. Amy C3 is a California rent control advocate. Oh, that's cool. Lumi is based. And Lumi banned me from her chat for saying something nice about anarchists and then saying I don't agree with him. Okay. I think she ran for office. Okay. I think Perlman's a Jimmy Dore stan. Might be thinking of someone else. Jen Perlman ran for Congress in Florida against Debbie Wasserman Schultz, but lost. And Emmy Rue is a wholesome sort of streamer. Amy EC3 showed up on YouTube. She seems like a left-leaning YouTuber or streamer. Did Jen do an interview with Vosh? I'm not sure. Amy is great. She raids us a lot. That's cool. All I know is Jimmy Snow accused Rachel Oates on behalf of Gabby Hanna in a video unjustified about watching. And he did a long apology, and that's it. Okay. All my homies hate JonTron. Yep. The US can't be changed. There's a thing called Fox News, US Senate. Senate kills all the good ideas. Yeah, Mitch McConnell. Do the comments reach the Kavernacle in a different order than us? Probably, but I'm just way behind on the fucking chat as well. I'm catching up. Late August works for us. Awesome. And we can do a separate one for the Mr. Robot big discussion. Yeah, Japan still denies a lot of its crimes in World War II. I agree, Sergeant Johnson. I actually wrote one of my essays for my master's on it. Like how it still affects their relationship with Korea and China. We have this conversation about chocolate oranges every few months. Yeah, as more people join, like, the subs, I need to explain it more. Are there raspberry chocolate oranges? I'm afraid there aren't, I don't think. I only simp for my BF and also Taylor Swift. The only Taylor Swift songs I like are the ones with Bon Iver, because that's like one of my favourite artists. I was listening to it last night, actually, and now I want to listen to it right now. Simp. Who do I simp for? Like, in terms of looks-wise, I simp for Vanessa Hudgens. Obviously, like, her politics are pretty terrible about COVID, but, like, in terms of, like, good-looking, I simp for her. Simp for my own girlfriend, of course. Do I simp for anyone else? Not really. Like, plenty of celebrities are like, good-looking and stuff. But yeah, not I'm not a big simp for too many politicians. Destiny is the neo-lib Ben Shapiro. Yeah, they do both talk very quick. The JonTron stream was my first exposure to Destiny, so I thought he was an alright guy. Imagine my surprise when I went to look at his other content. Yeah, when he talks about like gunning down Black Lives Matter protesters, great. Destiny has gotten all out on charming alt-righters. Yeah, the shit I've been seeing with Lauren Southern recently, it's like, if she wasn't, like, moderately pretty, you guys would not want to fucking talk to her because she's done loads of fast shit. I do not understand. Like, if Lauren Southern was a 50-year-old, like, fat guy or, like, really ugly fat guy, they would not be giving her the time of day. But because she's, like, moderately pretty 30-year-old, used to be friends with Shield Head and some shit like that, they think, it's totally fine. Do they not know what she fucking did? Like, working with Nazis in South Africa to spread this white farmer fucking conspiracy theory. Or, like, literally personally going to try and stop migrants crossing the Mediterranean. Well, I say migrants. More like refugees. Yeah, so just really vulnerable people. Folklore and Evermore are lit. Yeah, I'm actually listening to them both now. Look, they show up. I don't actually like Taylor Swift though, but she's collabing with Bon Iver again on his own projects, so I hope it's good. Make your channel profile pic chocolate oranges. I think people will be really fucking confused, so maybe not. Halfway to another chocolate orange. Yeah, I've got like 800 subs since Friday or something. It's been pretty crazy. Sarah Lowe, both. Sarah says, are you streaming at this time for US audiences or are you a nighttime dude? Yeah, I stay up all fucking night because, like I said, YouTube's basically my job now. I just like, if it's my choice, I like staying up late. Going to bed at like 6 or something. All my guy friends are kings and all my lady friends are angels. I wish I liked my friends as much as you. No, I do like my friends a lot. They're not all kings though. I simp for Shadow the Hedgehog. That's not a bad one actually. You put Vanessa over your girlfriend. I feel bad for Poland in world history. I mean, Poland has been like insanely anti-Semitic as well, so I don't feel too bad for them. I mean, I feel bad for what happened with World War II, but then loads of Poles collaborated, and then they passed a law a couple of years ago that that it's illegal to criticize Polish people for collaborating with the Nazis. Also, the largest pogrom after World War II was done in Poland by Polish people towards survivors of the Holocaust. So I wouldn't feel too bad for them. And it has been its own kingdom multiple times. Of course, like, you know, been Russia and Germany's bitch a lot of the time as well. She seems to have matured. Yeah, I mean, the thing is, the stuff she largely shares on Instagram is pretty good. So, yeah. I don't hate her, but she did say some dumb shit about COVID. Does Dawn French still do the chocolate orange ads? There are no chocolate orange ads anymore. I wish she did. Yeah, the shoe and head stuff, I don't want to talk about it too much. It's just fucking dumb. It's like, if you want to prove to people you've changed, probably don't start calling people like a slur for people with disabilities. That's what I don't understand with a lot of these people. It's like, you know, I made a video about Vosh the other week, talking about some of his debates. It's like, if you're debating someone who comes from like a group of people who think you're a certain way, why are you just going to play into that by acting the way they think you act? If you're trying to like show people you've changed and stuff, I don't know. JonTron's comment section is like nothing ever happened. Crazy how he danced around that, especially when he went on the H3 podcast after the drama and his lips were shut. Yeah, exactly. If you're attractive, you can get away with a lot. Yeah, it seems so. You can even be a fucking like white nationalist. But yeah, it's just cringy. Like, I don't know why Lauren Southern is someone to seek out and talk to, because she tried to rebrand herself as a more centre-right type when she realised she could no longer brand herself as like a horrible like far-right reactionary. Yeah, Kennedy, I don't... Shoe on Head's like another one. Okay, I can't say Shion Head is exactly another one because that Hunter Avalon guy is very similar. And then Xanderhall also say he used to be like in the alt-right or some shit like that as well. So there are like a lot of people who have problematic pasts that are now like accepted in like left-wing spaces. Also, I think the problem a lot of the time is American people who lean left think they're socialist after supporting like socialized medicine or some shit. Like they think being a socialist just means I want healthcare, when it doesn't. Or being left-wing is like I want healthcare, when it's really not. You know, especially like the more internationalist socialism is really nothing about that. And also, I think a lot of Americans really mistake being anti-war. I mean, really mistake being anti-US imperialism for being like anti-war, and even like broadly anti-imperialism, because like with the Jimmy Dore left, a lot of our anti-imperialism just extends to like don't waste US money on X, Y, and Z, but like Russian or Chinese or like any other form of imperialism, like Indian imperialism and all that shit, that's just like not worth criticism. I know like the US is like the biggest empire in the world and stuff, but still they seem to have like massive blind spots. She became left. I think she's mates with Vosh and stuff. Yeah, I know Shion Head doesn't call himself a socialist. I'm not talking about broadly American style socialists. What games do I play? Any Team Fortress 2. I've really gotten back into Watch Dogs Legion lately. I'm going to play it after the stream, actually. Because the DLC came out, which was a sequel to Watch Dogs 1 and 2. I'm waiting for the Assassin's Creed Paris DLC, which comes out soon. And the Ghost of Tsushima DLC I really want to play. But the last couple of months, Watch Dogs, Assassin's Creed. What else? Pro Evolution. There's not been much releases, to be honest. Like Mario Golf I bought last month. Jimmy Dore's anti-imperialism is just non-interventionism. Yeah, it's like the Tulsi Gabbard form. I played Team Fortress when I was a kid on the orange box. Who remembers the orange box on Xbox 360? Just like Half-Life and Team Fortress. The hat and the glasses make Kavernacle look like a gun-toting Republican American. Yeah, I look like I'm going to the shooting range or something. Do I watch UFC? I mean, I used to kind of follow Conor McGregor and Khabib, but that's it. Not really. I'm not really into combat sports. Did anyone watch the women's skateboarding at the Olympics and those 13-year-olds coming first and second? And that Brazilian one was so good. Which makes you feel so shitty about your life. Like 13-year-olds winning gold medals. I've been watching a lot of Olympics, actually. I watched the Rugby Sevens today. The USA were actually really good. They're playing the UK. And they were winning 21-0. And they fucking blew it. They lost. The UK won. I couldn't believe it. And they had this crazy player called something Pepper. Used to be like an NFL player, just so insanely quick. I couldn't even believe I was watching. But yeah, USA lost. I like the USA playing rugby. I don't know why. I don't like the USA at all, but I like them playing rugby. It's just like cool. I don't know. Yeah, skateboarding at the Olympics now. So that was fun. What else did I watch? I don't know what's on today. I'll maybe stick it on afterwards. But yeah, women's football I watched a bit of. What's the other thing? I got really invested in the skateboarding though. I stayed up all night watching it. And I'm not even like massive on skateboarding anyway. Very few Americans are educated when it comes to foreign policy, but it gets worse as they don't want to know about it. Yeah, it seems the US is more ignorant than other countries, but it's not a monopoly because fucking the UK also has a lot of ignorance in that regard. Yeah, Fiji. Weirdly, user. Fiji's national sport isn't rugby; it's rugby sevens, and that's why they're so fucking good at it. like surprisingly, they dominate the Rugby Sevens League, which is like, because I used to work at Twickenham Stadium as like a security guard when I was younger. I used to do it for the Sevens. Fiji would always win. The USA did win one time though, because I just had these old NFL players who were just like insanely quick. Yeah, Xander Hall. I mean, I've barely ever interacted with him. I think he just said my Last of Us 2 video was good. He is losing subs though. I don't know if he built his channel on being edgy, but I've noticed his sub count has gone down. So don't know about if he's rebranding. I don't know if that's alienating people who used to like his stuff. Yeah, Orange Dot Box was the best deal in gaming ever. What I'm so hyped with is that new Battlefield mode where you can play like all the old maps from Bad Company and Battlefield 3, like, and the old guns. I'm so fucking hyped about that. Alright, so how long are we streaming for? We're streaming for quite a while. Give myself that. Connor snapped her leg. Do you mean his leg? That was dirt though. Alright, so tomorrow's video, hopefully if I get it, I think this is going to be tomorrow's video. I want to talk about Brandy Love, the adult film actress, being rejected at CPAC, and obviously Caitlyn Jenner. And I kind of want to talk about like the limits of like the conservative movement's acceptance of like token people from different groups. Obviously, like Candace Owens, Dave Rubin, have been very effective for them to be like, oh, we don't hate we don't hate gay people and African Americans. That these people love us. But then Brandy Love apparently is a big conservative and tried to go to CPAC. I think got harassed out. And there was massive fighting on Twitter between the Republicans, you know, whether they should accept her or not. And then with Caitlyn Jenner also got harassed as well. So I might make a video about like the limits of conservative acceptance for these things. So yeah, maybe that. How do I feel about a Dead Space remake? I mean, it's cool it's coming back, but it's shitty. They basically gutted the studio that made the original. So probably most of the people who worked in the series aren't working on it anymore. Battlefield Portal, yeah. It looks sick, man. USA doesn't teach emotional intelligence. They teach greed and competition. Propaganda wouldn't work as well if Americans weren't fully grown up. Yeah. Like, I was talking about the Pledge of Allegiance and Those video as well. I used to be subscribed to Xander, but he's just annoying now. I mean, I subscribe to most of these people just to keep tabs on like what people are talking about, but I don't ever really watch their videos. That'd be a good video to see. Yeah, I probably will make that one tomorrow. Xander who had to switch to streaming on Twitch exclusively. He's on YouTube right now. It's in my recommendations. He's streaming. Yeah, I'm not saying both of them deserved it, but I think it's pretty telling that they will not be accepted. Yeah, transphobia is cringe. Yeah, I agree. Half-Life. I never played Half-Life. Oh, been sitting for a while. Yeah, I don't follow Twitch drama too much. So, alright, I think I'll yeah, Spooky Nom Noms. I really want to cover Hearts of Iron, but I don't know fucking anything about it. But yeah, apparently it's infested with Verabus and stuff. Do I ever watch the Grey Zone, lads? Nope. I fucking hate you know, how they treated Anna Kasparian over that stuff. Like, it's just, even if Aaron Marte and those people, even if they were like amazing at what they do, going like Jimmy Dore bragging about sexually harassing Anna Kasparian, and then people like Aaron Marte acting like his lawyer on every Twitter thread, is just pretty gross, to be honest. Like, I don't really want anything to do with people who are going to defend sexual harassment like that. And the way he was talking about it was like, oh, yeah, like, she got mad about a joke and it's blackmail. It's like, blackmail? Are you serious? As a Hearts of Iron player, this is true. Also, how they treated Anna, fuck them all. Yeah, that's how I'm feeling. I have to go to sleep like a good boomer. Adios, folks. Thanks so much for joining the stream, Kennedy. Super appreciate the donation as well. Hope the work situation doesn't get worse. I hope it sorts itself out. We stopped doing politics on Twitch because Sockdam expect you to hug and kiss Nazis. You still do politics on Twitch, don't you? Or what would you call your content now? I need to stream with Kevin Logan. I don't know why I need to do that. I mean, I've never really watched this stuff, to be honest. We do follow each other on Twitter and YouTube, I think. Sorry. It'll be okay. Good night. Yeah, have a good rest of your week. I might stream on Thursday, so maybe talk then. Yeah, I do subscribe to Unlearning Economics. I haven't watched that video, though. Yeah, that Jimmy stuff is really gross. We do less politics now. Oh, okay. Yeah, user. I made a video on the Veraboo shit. Okay, I think I've been streaming. I don't know how long I've been streaming. Maybe 2 hours. Let me check. Will it not tell me? All right. All right. I think I'll end it there. So for the rest of this week, tomorrow I'm going on the Humanist Report. I think that's like at 4 a.m. So basically 24 hours from now. I'm hopefully going to get a video up before then. I might push it to Thursday. Hopefully I don't, because then I can stream on Thursday instead of having it as my video slot. Yeah, so if you subscribe to Mike from the Humanist Report, it's called Dystopian Times. And all those people I was talking about before, I'll be on the panel with them. I don't know what the fuck we're going to be talking about. Apparently we're talking about rent control. And obviously that Amy person is like a rent control advocate or something. I don't know if there'll be anything special for me to talk about, but, you know, I can talk about anything. I can talk for fucking ever. I just hope there's something meaty for me to talk about, though. But I'm happy to chime in on rent as someone who just fucking hates landlords. I'm going to play Fortnite. I'm going to play video games too, Kennedy, so don't feel bad. Hi, James. Sorry, I just missed you. It's going off now. Yeah, so if you're new to the streams and you want to watch the rest of this, I archive them on the Kavernacle Extra, so hopefully this will go up soon. And yeah, I appreciate everyone coming in. We had a good stream tonight, lots of you talking. And thanks to all the donations as well. Super appreciate that stuff, especially because my video yesterday was demonetized because of the copyright of some of those fucking clips I was using. And yeah, Humanist Report tomorrow, hopefully a video tomorrow, another stream on Thursday. But yeah, thanks so much, guys. Been fun tonight. Always like when the stream chat just keeps coming and I struggle to keep up. Again, people who missed it, it's going to be archived. Subscribe to the Kavernacle Extra, my second channel, if you want to get the whole thing. And yeah, thanks again, everyone. Have a good week. Hopefully speak again on Thursday. All right, see everyone later.